Hey guys, Big Red 310s here with the show here again. Today I want to do my final top 100 video. I don't know what it was. I loved this concept last year. I loved it a lot. I worked really hard on it. I did my thing like in 5 videos while sick. But I think now, because now that I have all sides of the wrestling world and I have like so many shows to review, like I've just been pounding the videos, and I haven't done this top 100 stuff consistently enough to where I've reinvigorated my passion for it. I mean, I'm bringing out my passion now because it's the top 10. This is what I felt were the best matches of 2010 from what I've seen everywhere. These are my selected top 10. So I have great enthusiasm in talking about these wonderful matches. And I will post the full list not in this video because there's a reason. See, 1, 2, and 3 I have question marks next to, because I don't want you guys to automatically know what my number 1, what my number 2, and my number 3 match of the year is. So on my next video, whatever that is, it'll probably be a video that I've really wanted to do for a very long time, about psychology in wrestling that I really want to talk about. That one, I will probably have, like, I'll go on my Twitter and I'll go to Twit longer and I'll publish the entire 210 matches so you can just watch the whole thing, I guess. All right, that's all I can tell you. And for those wondering, yes, I was going to go to Manhattan Mayhem 4. Well, let me tell a story. This will be very quick. I have a school field trip in New York in 2 weeks. It's very similar to the one I took to DC a few weeks ago. They're actually both kind of like a part of the same different thing. Like I had a special way where I can go to both DC and New York at a discounted price. And so I'm going to New York. I'd always known that the trip from New York was like March 13th through like March 18th. And then it just hit me, the Ring of Honor show in New York is March 19th. So I asked my the teacher that's taking us, and I said, hey, is it okay if I stay on Friday, because my mom has to work in New York that weekend anyways? Is it okay if I stay there on Friday and my mom comes picks me up because she'll be there anyways? I stay with her for 2 days, and that way, obviously I didn't tell her I wanted to go to Ring of Honor, but that I can stay in 2 days. And she was cool with it at first, but I guess over time she just thought she wasn't happy with the idea, because if something went wrong or if my mom was late, I would hold back the entire group, and she didn't want to take that risk. And either way, I mean, she was only considering it, and then my uncle told me that there's a charity event that he wants me to participate in. That's that day, so I have to be here in Miami on March 19th. So I couldn't go. I did already buy my ticket because I was literally 99% sure. The teacher originally said it was fine. My mom was good with it. All that had to do was for me to switch my ticket, which I was about to do. Thankfully I didn't, but I was about to switch the tickets. It didn't happen. I purchased my Ring of Honor ticket. I purchased 4th row balcony because I didn't want 4th row balcony to get sold out, because I've heard horrible stories about how bad the general admission seats are in Manhattan Center and how bad 6th row ringside is. So I wanted to take my 4th row balcony, but I can't go. I'm sorry. I told everybody on Skype who was talking to me. I told everybody on my Twitter, I'm sorry, I can't go. I'm sorry if I got you guys excited that I could go. I will try to go to Death Before Dishonor 9. That's only trying, because since I got gypped, not quote unquote gypped, since I couldn't go to this, I'm gonna try to find a way, because there's a relative of mine that lives in New York that my mom never sees, and she's always telling me we should plan a trip to New York on a weekend and go see her. And so I'm like, all right, let me pick my weekend. Oh, Ring of Honor, the Fort Honor night. That sounds like a good time. So we'll see. I don't want to make any promises, but I told myself that if I couldn't go to this one, if I did go to Manhattan Mayhem 4, I probably couldn't go to Death Before Dishonor 9 for sure. But since I'm not going to this one, I can probably maneuver some things, hopefully, and go to Death Before Dishonor 9. So that's what's on the agenda right now. Now let's get back to this video. These are my top 100 matches of 2010. Now, they're not necessarily ones on my channel. I've changed them up, as you can see, after much thought. And, yeah, so this is my new top 10, and it's going to surprise some of you guys. As, for instance, coming in at number 10, Phoenix Twins, House of Truth, No Rope Barbed Wire match, AEW 6th Anniversary Show. I originally had this, like, at number 12. I had this behind Roderick Strong, Davey Richards, The Final Battle, and Tyler Black, Roderick Strong, Austin, The Big Bang. But I moved it ahead of it because after seeing Roderick Davey on DVD as opposed to live, I had a different opinion of it. And this match, like I was talking with Nightmare Baller 1, well, I wasn't talking. I asked him a question on his form spring. I said, is this match possibly the best no-rope barbed wire match in wrestling history? And he said, I don't know. It's pretty close. I mean, there's Terry Funk Sabu, which I personally thought this match was better than that. I mean, this match was better than both of the other War of the Wire matches that Ring of Honor did. This very possibly could be one of the best no-rope barbed wire matches ever. I mean, there's probably some match in some Japanese promotion from the 1980s that was better. Whatever. Actually, mid-90s, more likely. But yeah, this stat was incredible. These guys put in so much hard work. I forget which one of the Phoenix Twins. One of them sliced their chests up ridiculously. These guys went crazy with the barbed wire. I felt really bad at points. I was like, this is hard to watch for some of them. The House of Truth had a really good showing in this match. A ladder was brought in, a table was brought in, Truth Martini interfered. It was just a great amalgamation of things, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. And it actually made me get more into AAW. Yes, I did buy the Bryan Danielson show where he fought Silas Young, which was a great underrated match in 2009. But that was just supposed to be a one and done thing. I was just gonna buy it for Danielson and then move on with my life. And this match actually got me to check out the promotion. I mean, I bought Fade to Black, which I didn't think was very good, but I still bought it. I still kept the tabs with the promotion. Like, Silas Young was the champion. He's defended the title against Dan Lawrence in dog collar match and a regular match against Jimmy Jacobs. You know, I even got this show, Path to Redemption. He fights freaking Raven in the main event. That match probably isn't very good. And the whole card doesn't even look that impressive. Well, Davey Richards is on it. That's always a plus. And Zero Gravity are in a cage match, which is also a plus. I mean, not Zero Gravity. Irish Airborne are in a cage match. So, but yeah, it has a good card. Like, I would have bought that if it wasn't for this match. This match really, really put AAW on my list. Like, my list of promotions to check out. And this was a tremendous match. Absolutely, 100% recommend. Go buy the DVD right now. I believe it's only $15. Smart Mark's running sales a lot more frequently. Well worth it. Sanders, I know you still haven't seen it. Watch it. Watch it now, man. Great, great stuff. Coming in at number 9, Tyler Black versus Austin Aries at the 8th anniversary show. I had this much higher and at 4 3/4 stars before I saw Supercard of Honor 5. Then I saw Supercard of Honor 5, and I'm like, because I truly thought that this would be like the opening of the gate. Like, the New York crowd in this match had officially accepted Tyler Black. And then in Supercard of Honor 5, they kind of just undid all of that. And I was just kind of like, why? I was in that crowd at Final Battle. They're not as bad as people say. They're still extremely obnoxious. Those Santa Claus chants were pretty annoying at Final Battle. But to just completely accept the guy and then just turn back on him, that made me so mad. But this match was booked tremendously. It was paced very well, had a good setting. The judges at ringside were used very well with Roderick Strong, Kenny King, and Jim Cornette. They all contributed to the match. And yeah, the match really was something special. The ending was great. The crowd really got into Tyler. Like, really got into him towards the end. And he had a great celebration once he won the title. Like I said, this was a tremendous match. I gave it 4.5 stars. I originally gave it 4 3/4. Had to knock it down, unfortunately. But still, the whole moment. Like, Tyler Black had been chasing the titles for 2 years. And I had predicted that he would win the title that night. And everybody, I remember a bunch of people were telling me, nah. Aries would win. Then Tyler can go for the TV title. And I was saying, like, if Tyler goes for the TV title, that's a mistake. You need to do it now, or else you will never have another chance. And this was the best time to do it, and it worked out well for the company. So, yeah, props to Tyler Black. He deserved it very much. And now he's wowing the crowds down in FCW. Great match. Then at number 8, I would go Bryan Danielson versus Shingo at Enter the Dragon. Again, another tremendous, tremendous match. The Bryan Danielson match of the year. That's actually saying a lot. I know you guys be like, oh, he's had some pretty good matches in the WWE. And on his indie run, he's had a lot of great matches. I mean, he had great matches with Johnny Gargano, with Drake Younger, with Munenori Sawa, with Yamato, with Jon Moxley. You know, he's really wowed. Supposedly his match with Shelton Benjamin was really good. He's wowed everybody with his abilities. And I thought this was a really, really good match. This was not just really, really good. This was tremendous. The crowd was going crazy for it. Shingo is a beast. I've said countless times how I feel Shingo's the best wrestler in Dragon Gate. This just affirms it in my opinion. Shingo's on here again, actually. I think he's the only person who's in the top 10 twice. Let me check. Tyler Black is as well. Damn you, Tyler. And Davey as well, for that matter. But yeah, Shingo's on this list again, and he was a freaking rock star in this match. And in my opinion, this is the second best Dragon Gate USA match ever, behind Shingo Davey Richards, which I still say is the best Dragon Gate USA match ever. And I know some people that think this is the best Dragon Gate USA match ever, and if you do, that's perfectly fine. That Shingo Davey Richards match just really wowed me the first time I saw it. Yeah, this was maybe if this was on pay-per-view, I probably would say this was better. But since I waited a few months after, like, the momentum for the match kind of like died down, even more so than it already had by not airing until 2 months after it happened. So the momentum died down a lot, but still, absolutely amazing match. It's like I said, I've said on my Twitter, Bryan Danielson, in my opinion, works crowds better than anybody else in wrestling right now. Anybody, mainstream or indie, anybody. The way he gets a crowd to get really into his matches and gets crowds who are either booing him, even though that never happens, or just don't care about him like he does in the WWE. Like, he really gets them to cheer for him. Like, I remember in his match with The Miz on Raw, he came out to very little reaction, and that crowd was all over him by the end of that match because he is such a phenomenal worker. Still the best worker in the world, in my opinion, even in the WWE. So, yeah, 4.5 stars. Next, we get the Chikara match of the year. Team BDK versus Team Chikara, Gen 1 at the Dark Cibernetico. The culmination of a year and a half of just a tremendously booked angle. One of the best booked invasion angles ever in wrestling. Maybe not even from obviously not from a profit standpoint, but from an actual booking standpoint, this was creatively a wonderful aesthetic. Just absolutely tremendous. It was better than any other group takeover angles I've ever seen. The Nexus, the WWE Alliance, even though I don't hate that as much as other people do. Evolution at one point. I don't want to say the full NWO because I wasn't there for most of it. A lot of people do say, though, that after 1996, the NWO creatively went from a great high to a wondrous low, even if it was a huge moneymaker for the company. So, I don't know. Maybe those who saw more of the NWO than I did, I mean, I'm knowledgeable about it, but I wasn't there for it, so I can't really, like, from an experience standpoint, comment on it. But this, to me, was still the best group takeover angle I've ever seen in my life, and this was absolutely amazing. This match was a culmination. What I love about Chikara is all their matches can tell so many stories in them. Like the Countdown Showdown, people don't realize how big that match was. That match led to a lot of stuff. The Grizzly Redwood Brody Lee feud, the Eddie Kingston Claudio feud, the return of Larry Sweeney, the stigma, the unstable breakup you can see in that match. The Olsen twins reunion was foreshadowed in that match. So much stuff is the Johnny Gargano Granakuma shit that's gonna happen hopefully soon. They tell so many stories in their matches, and in this match it was the same. Eddie obviously was made to look like a beast here. Ultra Mantis, Tim Donst beating everybody with the inverted Chikara special, and Mike Quackenbush reversing that and putting on his own Chikara special. Claudia getting disqualified because he didn't want to fight Eddie Kingston. Tim Donst pinned Stigma and Jigsaw, who are both former Young Lions Cup champions, because right now, he's trying to beat every single Young Lions Cup champion in history, which I looked through it. I believe the only 3 he's never beaten is Max Boyer, Helios, and Chuck Taylor. Helios is not in the company anymore. I guess they could bring him back, but as of right now, he's not on the roster page. And Chuck Taylor's heel, so I think that one's going to be a little hard. I mean, you did it with Stigma, but I don't know how you're going to have Donst pin Chuck Taylor. And also, when Donst, sorry to get a little side thing here, when Donst finally beats these 3, it would need to, like, the last one would need to be like, can Donst do it? Can Donst finally beat all the Young Lions Cup champions? And maybe with the exception of Boyer, based on how they set it up on the Friday Chikara show, I don't know what happened, but I've heard the result. And based on how they set it up, I think Boyer might be that last one that he will have not beaten, and he will be, like, chasing him for months so he can officially say that he's beaten everybody. And yeah, I'm wearing my Briscoe Brothers t-shirt. Man up. So yeah, but this story, besides the actual BDK angle itself, led to so many other angles within the company. The Larry Sweeney return was a big deal. So yeah, I absolutely love this match. 4.5 stars, and people love. I'm a really big Chikara fan. I consider myself. I like Chikara more than Ring of Honor at present time, and like the two biggest Chikara fans I know, Emerald Explosion 62 and Nightmare Baller 1. They both gave this 5 stars, and I know people who are not as big as Chikara fans as I am, from like message boards. They also gave this 5 stars. I don't know why. Maybe because I knew the result. Because fucking Claudio put on his Twitter the day of the show. Sucks that the BDK lost to Cibernetico. I said it. I'm like, you fucking cocksucker. I immediately unfollowed him right there. Sorry, Claudio. I love you. But yeah, so maybe if I didn't know the result, I probably would have given this 5 stars, but I kind of did. So the drama level was much lower for me than it was for everybody else. But yeah, awesome match. Next, right, Kenny Omega versus Davey Richards, the PWG match of the year. This match blew me the fuck away. Like, I remember just being awed by this match. I even had to kiss the DVD after I took it out of my computer, as gay as that sounds, because I just loved the match so much. I remember telling people how Kenny Omega, Davey Richards, Epic Encounter 3, which I have at number 13 on this list. That match happened. That match was amazing. And I remember telling people were going crazy about this match. I'm like, the PWG match cannot be better than the Ring of Honor match. Based immediately off the bat, that those circumstances behind it. How Kenny Omega lost the title in his first title defense after a month, after just winning Bola, after Bryan Danielson leaving to WWE vacated the title. Horrible circumstances. Immediately off the bat, that match can't possibly be better. This match was so incredible that should tell you how much better. I thought it was that much better. So that should tell you how amazing the match was, that even with those horrible circumstances and background, it made it this high on the list. This match blew me away. If it wasn't for those circumstances, I might have given this 4 3/4 and very possibly 5. I was blown away by this match. Davey Richards even had a little comedy in this match, which was different. And Kenny Omega, very underrated. I miss him in America. I mean, he's doing good with Kota Ibushi in New Japan, but we need him in America. In fact, one of the reasons why I was so pumped to go to the March show is because I thought that if they were going to do Eddie Edwards, Kenny Omega, they would do it at that show because, you know, they gypped off the New York crowd from not giving them that match. So if you're going to have that match, I feel you should have it in front of the New York fans because they didn't get to see it. But since Eddie got the title shot, I think that might happen at Death 4 Dishonor 9. And if it does, I'll be really, really happy. Okay, and I will definitely find a way to get to that show. So yeah, but I miss Kenny Omega, and this match reminds me of why I miss him so much, because he is amazing. And Davey's Davey. Come on. Incredible. Next we get to the top 5. Naomichi Marufuji versus KENTA at KENTA's return. No navigation with a breeze. I also thought this match was amazing. I like it a little more than most people, maybe because I'm such a big KENTA fan. I currently have a list of all of KENTA's matches from 2010. I'm missing like 8 matches that I still don't see, which like are mostly like 6-man tags. I just haven't gotten around to it. I kind of want to see Ring of Honor's recent 2 releases, the AAW show I showed you, and other stuff that I just have like around here. That I'm not really in the mood right now to see KENTA's best matches. Once I am in the mood, you bet your ass I will sit down and I will watch his matches. I'm missing like 8. I've seen all his singles matches. I haven't seen all of his tag matches in the tournament. But anyways, the reason I rated this match so highly was because Naomichi Marufuji was on a tear at this point. He was easily the best wrestler in the world, and arguably still was the best wrestler of the world in 2010, even though he got hurt. And KENTA got hurt for like 7 months, and I wasn't sure how he would perform. It was his first match back from injury, and he performed to such a degree. His psychology was tremendous. He sold very well. It wasn't over the top in my opinion. It was just what it needed to be. That was just amazing enough for me to give this 4 3/4. I absolutely love this match, and I've yet to see their other 2 matches from 2008 and 2006, and I heard both of those were like 5-star classics. But aside from that, like this match was tremendous, and to see Kenta in his return put on such a great performance, that's why I love the match so much. Shingo BB Hulk, hair versus hair. I've spoken a lot about this match already in the past on Twitter and on Skype, but I truly feel this match is jaw-dropping. This is the best BB Hulk match I've ever seen in my life. I can't say the best Shingo. I really like Shingo Davey Richards. I'm sorry. And this match had such great psychology to it, and Shingo, like, they brought the aggression. Like, they were showing the video promos for this match. I couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying, but I felt the tension through this match. And also, the reason why this match is put ahead of the Naomichi Marufuji KENTA match is because of the post-match hair shaving segment, which is a tremendous segment. I remember just watching this match like at 4 in the morning on a Saturday, tired as fuck, and I was jumping out of my chair. I was like, oh my god. These guys put on such an amazing, amazing, amazing match. I gave it 4 3/4, a hair away from being 5. Maybe if I knew more about it and I followed more of the feud earlier, I would have given it the full 5. But I still thought it was just absolutely tremendous match that you all need to see right now. I'll put a link to that match in the description box. And to the Kenta match too. I'm not going to put links to the rest of them because you have to buy those DVDs. But those 2 matches I can put in the description box easily. Alright, the top 3. You all know what 3 matches there are. In no particular order. Kevin Steen, Generico, Tyler Davey Richards, Taker HBK. Those 3 are my top 3 matches of 2010. Now, I originally, for those of you who know, I've had Taker Michaels and Tyler Davey tied at 1A and 1B. And then I had Kevin Steen versus El Generico in Final Battle. I saw it live, and I immediately put it at the top of my list. But I put like a note in my head. Once you see the DVD, you have to change that. And so I saw Final Battle, and I still thought Kevin Steen versus El Generico was incredible. But I didn't want to make 1A, 1B. I wanted to have a set 1, 2, 3. What the hell was that? Oh, my PS3 controller. Oh, nice. 1, 2, 3. And so I didn't want to have any ties. I truly wanted to have a set 1, 2, and 3. And I couldn't decide. It took me so long. I think I eventually reached the conclusion. Coming in at number 3. I don't think this is going to surprise many people. Tyler Black versus Davey Richards. I did think this match was absolutely jaw-dropping. Ask C-Dude, Nightmare 10, Instant Classic on Skype when we were in a call watching this match. I was marking out just like everybody else. I was falling back in my chair, all this and that. The only reason I had this match behind the other 2 is because of the background. Look, like I've told people countless times, 10 minutes before this match was over, I already thought it was 5 stars. Like there's a point, a maximum amount of wrestling quality that you can have, and Tyler Davey hit it. Like they couldn't go any further. They went on for 10 more minutes, but it didn't matter. They had already reached their maximum. The build to this match I did not like. I'm sorry. Ring of Honor kind of did it just to do it. And I didn't like how it was just kind of thrown together. They did like 1 contract signing on HC Net, and that was it. They did 1 confrontation between Tyler and Davey like back in February. And then this show was in June. So like it wasn't really relevant. I really just, I don't know, I didn't like it that much. The build to this match at all, really. I thought it kind of just came out of nowhere. It was kind of this best in the world stuff, which that's fine, but that can only get you so far. And I feel the other 2 matches really had so much more to offer from an emotional standpoint. This match was a tremendous match, but from an emotional getting into a match standpoint, the other 2 just had more to offer, unfortunately. This is an amazing, incredible match. It's one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life, as are the other 2, as are any 5-star match, really. Absolutely tremendous, but I do not have it at number 1. I have it at number 3, which shows you how great 2010 was. So yeah, that's my number 3. It's such an awesome match, but like I said, you know, I need more. This match was already as good as it could have been. There's nothing they could have done nothing else. But there has to be more to a match. The reason I love Chikara more than Ring of Honor is I am so emotionally invested in Chikara. Their booking is so amazing that I love the characters. I'm really into the characters, which is why when the throwbacks are fighting the BDK in 2010, I forget what the show was, and the throwbacks for my favorite tag team at the time, I was really into every single near fall of that match. And for Tyler Davey, like I couldn't really. I knew Tyler was winning. I didn't think they'd give Davey the title, especially because Tyler wasn't leaving yet. And I really it was great wrestling, but there's more to great wrestling. There's more to great wrestling. I need more than just great wrestling. And I felt the other 2 matches provided that this did not. So yeah, this at number 3. And at number 1 and number 2, because I know I'm going to say number 2, and I'll tell you, and then you'll automatically know what number 1 is. So let me say what number 1 is. Aha, you see? I'm different. Number 1, my match of the year was Taker versus Michaels. Now let's get to number 2, Kevin Steen versus El Generico. Kevin Steen versus El Generico, I was there for. This is my first Ring of Honor show. I will always hold this show special in my heart. And that main event was jaw-dropping. I absolutely loved it. It was so ridiculously crazy live. It was so much fun. It was such an amazing match. And This is not like Tyler Davey. This had so much to offer as far as the background goes. This had the best like actual feud, because the BDK thing was kind of like the theme of the promotion. As an actual like feud, there was none better than Kevin Steen versus El Generico. And for an entire year, they did such a great job building it up that you were so ridiculously invested in this match. But this match kind of had a sad outcome though, because you knew going into it, whoever you were going to be sad out of the. There's no positives. Like Instant Classic G1 and I were talking, like, why are people, like, the feud is great, but the stip, like, it's kind of sad, because you leave the match upset. You leave the match either Kevin Steen's gone, that sucks, or they're masking on Generico, they're fucking ruining his career, that sucks. You leave the match disappointed, and that's not why it's behind Taker Michaels. I'll explain why when I talk about Taker Michaels, because this match was the pinnacle of perfection. But they both had one wrestler leaving, one with a very nice taste in my mouth, the other one with a very unfortunate taste in my mouth. Once the revealings of why Kevin Steen left because of the bullshit management that was running, the bullshit problems that he had with Ring of Honor, and just because the guy was expressing himself and being a great character, and Ring of Honor felt he might have gone overboard, and freaking breaking the HD net cameras, and when Ring of Honor has to make a budget cut, they cut the people they don't like. That's what happened with Aries. So they have to make a cut, and like, Kevin, we're not fond of your activities, so you got to go. So really, I just have, because of that, it leaves me with such a sadder taste in my mouth. Maybe if it wasn't for that, I would probably have a brighter, like I said, I was there live for this match. So for me to be there live and still put it at number 2, that should tell you something. That should tell you I love that match so much, but unfortunately I can't put it as my match of the year, because you'll see when we get to number 1. My match of the year, as generic as it is, for the second year in a row, Taker versus Michaels. This match had so much to offer that no other match in 2010 even came close to. It technically had a year-long build, but I don't want to say it like that. Like, when they had their match at 25, like, everyone was saying, it's 12 years in the making. Why? Because they had their last big match in 1997 and they didn't look at each other for 10 years, and now here they are again. Why is that a match in the making? I hate when people just fill in the blanks. No. This match was building since December, not since March of the previous year. It was building since March of the previous year, but they didn't do segments each week on Raw, pay-per-view confrontations between these two, like I think they would do with Cena Rock if that match were to happen at next year's Mania. Down here in the 305. If that match were to happen, I truly feel like they would hint at it along the way. They didn't really do that for this. They did in December, and they did at the month that it happened. But this match had so much to offer. Not did it only have a tremendous storyline. Not only did it have so much emotion riding on it. Not only did you already have great expectations because of the previous year's match. Not only did it have a tremendous setting because of WrestleMania main event, the greatest setting in wrestling today. And not only was the career of my second favorite wrestler of all time, obviously number 1's back there, Homer Simpson. I'm sorry. I was so into this match because I wasn't like everybody else. I know a bunch of people that thought, oh, I didn't think Shawn would retire because WWE sucks at retirement angles. I legit thought this was his last match. And I was pretty upset at first because this company without Shawn Michaels, we've seen it. The guy's still the man. The guy's still, arguably, without Jericho or Danielson, even with Jericho, he probably still was the best wrestler in the company. And seeing him leave, that's a big deal. As Honor Hammer said in his video, as awesome as Kevin Steen versus El Generico, as awesome as that blow up to Kevin Steen versus El Generico was, it's still not Shawn Michaels leaving the WWE. It's just a bigger deal. That match emotionally just drained me. There were so many things going into it. That retirement, WrestleMania Grand Stage, awesome build, awesome feud. They had a great match the year before. Just a culmination of so many factors that Kevin Steen versus El Generico couldn't match. Now, match quality-wise, if I had to put this based on what actually happened in the ring, this would probably be like a number 8 on this list. Because in the ring, it was an amazing match. But the reason it's 5 stars is because, like Bryan Alvarez said, there's certain intangibles that people don't understand. There's certain intangibles that 5-star matches have to have. That's my main problem with Tyler Davey. It was as amazing as it possibly could have been, but it didn't have the intangibles. Like, it didn't have that extra stuff on the side going into the match. Like, Bret Austin, that had a humongous intangible to it. The true best matches in wrestling history need intangibles. Stuff that really, they're part of circumstance. They're part of the build. There's not exactly stuff you can do from the ring standpoint. And that's why Shawn Taker had all the intangibles. They had every single one. And that match was amazing. And that capping off to Shawn Michaels' career was amazing as well. The amazing build, Streak versus, the whole shebang, Johnny Gargano. So I loved Kevin Steen versus El Generico so much, but unfortunately I had to put Taker Shawn just a notch over it. Again, maybe if Kevin Steen's circumstances of his leaving, maybe if that were let me in a better mood, maybe if the stipulation was different and he wasn't getting fired, because like I said, you leave the match disappointed either way. I mean, yeah, it's a great, wonderful stipulation, in fact, of culmination, and Ring of Honor would honor the stipulation, but still, who wants to leave the main event of a show feeling upset? And like I said, if the circumstances of his leave are better, maybe I'll put this at number 1, because me being there live, that it takes a lot for me to be my first Ring of Honor show. As big as a Ring of Honor fan I am, my first Ring of Honor show. For me to not put the main event of that show as my number 1 match of the year, that should tell you something. So yeah, Taker Shawn. I still got to go with Taker Shawn. I know some people might disagree, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, that's still my match of the year. And that's my top 10. Check out every single match on this list. This is the true best of professional wrestling. Notice there's no TNA matches on here. Where's the last TNA match? I know it's Guns Beer Money, because in my opinion that was better than Angle Anderson. My TNA match of the year. Wow, I have to go down. TNA, you guys suck. 37, number 37. But yeah, this is the truly best of professional wrestling. Go buy the AAW DVD. Go buy 8th Anniversary Show. Go buy Enter the Dragon. Go buy Dark Cibernetico. Go buy As the Worm Turns. Go buy No Navigation with it. Or go watch those 2 Japanese matches. Go buy The Force Honor. Go buy Final Battle. And just relive WrestleMania. Alright, that's it for me. I'm Big Rat 310. I'm going to get started on those Ring of Honor shows because it's late and I'm tired. I'm out. Peace. Sorry that it was long, but I was really passionate about these matches. Goodbye.